Okay, we're doing it. It's episode 2 of Foggy Mornings, and I cannot wait for today's episode. Thank you so much to everyone who watched the first one and who gave feedback. I've taken it all on board. It's literally a foggy morning. The drive here was beautiful. I've had my coffee and I'm ready to go into Lydia Millen's house. I can't wait. Some of you guessed it, but not many of you. She is perfect for this. She really encompasses everything that Foggy Mornings is about, and I feel like this is the perfect season to go into her home. I think a lot of you wouldn't put Lydia and myself together. Our content is very different, but we always gravitate towards each other in a room. I really rate her. We get on so well in real life, and I can't wait to be welcomed into her home, and I just want to go in now, get cozy and have a cup of tea. I can't believe I'm here. When I messaged Lydia, I sent you this long rambly voice note, I know it's a really busy time of year, you don't have to do it now. I was gonna ask you later on when I'm more well practiced, but I was this is the perfect time of year to come to your house. And what did you reply?
The biggest, easiest yes ever. Honestly, I don't think you realise I've dreamed of this moment. I've loved all of the things that you've done online, all of your podcasts. I used to listen to every single one. I'm one day she'll be in my house.
I just feel like you are very Foggy Mornings vibes. You have that cozy, calm energy. You romanticize the little things in life, and that for me is what this is all about.
I don't think I even realise I've been doing that my whole life.
Have you?
It's this weird thing. When people started talking about it, I was like, I've always done that, but didn't have anyone explain to me what it is. I always say that I think maybe I was a little bit delusional my whole life, but now I love my delusionalness.
Yeah.
Because even when I was I didn't have my home or anything like that, I would make it, every situation I'd make it the best it could be.
When I think of you, I think of autumn, winter. I don't know why.
I say every single season is my favourite season. It's so weird. Every time I'm this is my favourite season.
Yeah.
No, this is my favourite season. But I think what the seasons give me is a sense of freshness and things to get excited for. And so that's why they always feel a little bit like my favourite season, because there's something different each time. And so I would say that because we're in it just now, autumn is my favourite season, but ask me in a couple of weeks' time and winter will be my favourite season. It's the post lady, I'm so sorry.
No. Oh, very good.
And you.
Oh my God. Lydia!
This is so confronting.
I love that New Year refresh. I love packing down the Christmas tree, having a little clean up, and then I'm okay, now what? Till May. In my family, nothing happens till May.
I think that what we don't realise that we do at Christmas time, if you think about what your parents or your mum did at Christmas time, it's a real she creates that feeling of Christmas for you as a child. That's what happened in my family, and I think it's what happens for most. You have to do that throughout the year. You have to then, as you get older, consciously create that same feeling at Christmas time, but then you can create that throughout the year. It takes a little bit more consideration, and admittedly, I'm in a really fortunate position where I've got a little bit more time. I work from home, so I can do these things, but it is something as simple as just lighting that really special candle, or when you're in the supermarket, seeing a potted plant and thinking, oh, that would look nice in the kitchen, on the table, in the living room. And it just brings a sense of renewal for each season, but it takes a little bit of, there's a lot of effort.
And it doesn't have to just be decor as well.
No.
Some people that's really important, but I guess you could make you're giving me ideas here just listening to you, but traditions, I really want to take Gray to the theatre, maybe instead of doing it in December when there's already so much happening, it could be something we do every February.
Yes.
To look forward to.
Yeah, exactly.
Just things during that time.
Things to look forward to. And that's a huge part of what I talk about is things to look forward to. There's so many things that are free to look forward to.
Yeah.
For me, even when you look out that window, you can see that the hydrangeas have turned brown. That's something I look forward to because it's flowers this time of the year where there's not a lot, but they've dried out and they look brown. I really look forward to that. For me anyway, it gives me a sense of perspective of all of this stuff is just happening. So when I'm worried about things, it really puts them into those really silly worries that we have into perspective, because you're so small and everything is so small and insignificant in your life when all of this is going on around us.
Yeah.
And it's weirdly calming. for me. So it's why I just love talking about it, because I hope that when people are thinking, you know, the time after Christmas is so bleak and boring and nothing happens, I hope that I can inspire them to like find something to enjoy at that time of the year, because it's the hardest time to do it. It tests me sometimes.
I would love a drink if that's okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Could we have a drink? What we having? This is your choice.
Yes. Okay. So I wanted to pop a bottle of rosé, but I feel like because you're driving, probably not.
Also, it's really early. I said that. I was like, I wonder if it'll be wine. It's quite early.
I never let the time of day stop me with wine, but I appreciate that that's a me thing. So I thought I'd do something a little bit cozier. However, my husband said to me the other day, you haven't been picking the lemons in your greenhouse, and so you need to start doing that.
Okay.
So I thought I could make something with my lemons. But
Can we go to the greenhouse?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I was going to ask later if we could go and have a little look. So is it what's a kitchen? I don't know the difference between a kitchen garden and a greenhouse, or is it the same thing?
So the kitchen garden is essentially the greenhouse and the beds.
Okay.
So that's what creates it. And the greenhouse is the glass house that you keep things like cucumbers, tomatoes, plants that maybe need a little bit more protection during the summer in there.
And you spend a lot of time in there.
I do. I haven't this year so much because the weather has been so different this year. It hasn't been as dry. And so I would definitely say that I had a very difficult year in the garden. It was very humbling. Like my first year, I was living my best life. I had carrots coming out my ears.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it was amazing. I was like, this is easy. This year,
Wow.
slugs, rain, so much rain. My chickens. So I now have to protect everything in my beds from my
What, the chickens go for them? What's their fave?
The little tiny baby seeds that are the hardest part. Getting those seeds to germinate.
Oh, the chickens just go for them.
Dig up my beds, everything. They are absolute hooligans.
I love that you have chickens. My sister had chickens for a while. I mean, in her little London garden.
Wow.
And she named them. She had 3, and she named them after our great aunts. And they died in the same order as the great aunts.
Oh my god.
Isn't that wild? Oh my god. I know. Fun story about some chickens. Right, we're on the go, vlogging style.
Exhibit A. The chickens are in the beds.
Oh my god, these chickens, do they have names?
Yes. So we've got Bluebell, Snowdrop, Gwyneth Paltrow. That was Ali's one. Beatrix, after Beatrix Potter, and Jemima, after Jemima Connelly.
Oh, look at these guys.
Yes.
Hey, get out of there. This is so nice.
I mean, it's a bit of a mess at the moment. It's like at that time of year where things are sort of dying back. So I had a big clear over the weekend. But yeah, my nasturtiums now are starting to die and things like that. So I'll have a second clearing. And this is the greenhouse. Oh, there's a bird in here.
A bird?
Yeah, it must have flown in.
So I know you're not great with spiders.
Is there a big one?
Oh god, there's a bird. I find the bird more scary
you're
than
scared of
spider. I'm
birds?
not scared of birds, but a flapping bird. There's a little spider there. Do you want me to get it?
No, I'm actually having hypnotherapy.
I know.
For my...
How's it going?
So there's actually one the size of porter behind that.
I know, this is tiny.
Oh no, that's fine. Don't worry. Yeah, that's fine. Those ones I don't mind. I've had one session. I actually, well, as far as she said, I hadn't had the hypnotherapy, like the hypnosis. I was in here clearing, and I usually cannot clear my greenhouse myself because of the spiders that come out. I cleared my greenhouse, and when I tell you the one that was down, that's behind the wood burner, it was the size of my hand. And I just looked at it. Usually I jolt and I get stars in front of my eyes. Usually I'm really like, oh, panic. I didn't do that.
Well done.
I looked at it and I just let it be, and I carried on sweeping the floor. And so as far as I know, she's still there.
Well done.
Thanks.
These lemons are amazing. You grew these.
I did, and I can actually take full credit for these lemons. There was not a single lemon on these trees when I got them.
Wow.
So this is all me.
Do you just cut them off?
Yes, you can choose your lemon though. There's obviously lemons over there. Some are bigger than others.
Okay, I think this Lenny the lemon looks like the one.
Okay.
I have a feeling it's meant to be.
Perfect. There we go.
I can't believe how many lemons you've grown.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Supermarket lemons don't smell like that.
No, and also the smell in this greenhouse in springtime when the blossoms are on these trees, it is unbelievable.
So I still don't know what drink we're having, but we need a lemon. Should we head back inside?
Yeah, anything to use my lemons.
So what we're having, this looks very exciting, more exciting than my Yorkshire with skimmed milk.
It's not exciting, but the thing for me is that I really like using the things that we grow or cultivate, and my husband obviously is a beekeeper, and that just feels, it goes back to what we were saying earlier, it feels really intentional and special when you've grown something and then you put it into something you can actually consume.
Yeah,
so
totally.
I'm going to make you a honey and lemon tea. I hope that doesn't feel like you've got a cold. Because
it's great. It's great.
But for me, it's one of those really cozy things, especially at this time of year. So
is this Ali's honey?
Yes. Yeah.
If you haven't seen Lydia's husband Ali's honey bee TikTok videos, they're like a piece of art.
Yeah.
I love them.
Everything he does is a piece of art, and he is the most critical person of what he does, but he's so good.
Oh my God, I love it. You've even had a special sticker made.
Oh, I did that. Yeah. It's just part of what, I've obviously over the years got a little bit carried away with things, but it just feels so lovely for me. And to be able to then gift this, we gift a whole jar like this to all of our neighbours as well, because obviously their gardens are going to have gone into the honey.
Yeah.
So they all get one, and it just feels a little bit more special that it's got a label on it.
So nice.
We've even got honeycomb here.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow, look how cool this is. I mean, you want to be in Lydia's gifting circle at Christmas, that's for sure. Can I help with anything? Should I cut a lemon?
No.
Okay.
Well, unless you want to do the honours of cutting Lenny the lemon, you do.
Is there a special way?
I was just going to do slices and put
I feel like you do it
No,
really nicely.
No,
Okay.
not like that. No, I'm joking.
Stop. Okay, now I'm nervous.
No, you do the honours.
All right. Sure. Don't watch. Do whatever you're going to do at the same
I
time.
was going to cut the lemon.
Oh, no, you cut the lemon.
No, you cut the lemon.
Oh my God, what is going on? Okay, I'm just going to...
It smells amazing. Yeah, perfect.
It does smell amazing.
Yeah.
Lenny, you...
Wait, is it
stunner.
Lemmy or Lenny?
Well, I said Lenny, but I guess Lemmy would make more sense.
Yeah.
I've never met a Lemmy.
No, neither. You have now.
Plonking them in whole.
Yeah, I do 2 each, I would say.
Oh, sorry. Oh my God, I forgot about Georgia in the first video as well. I'm sorry, I'm just,
Georgia.
I'm trying to pretend the camera's not there.
Yeah.
Sorry, Georgia, I did 2, okay, 6.
You should call HR.
Do you spend a lot of time in the kitchen?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so it's, because for me it's the hub of the home. Is that how you feel as well?
Yeah, but I've never lived in a home where that's been the case, not of my own anyway.
So growing up, it wasn't the hub of the home?
No.
So you've made it. When did you decide that's what you wanted from your home?
Well, I feel because I didn't have that, but I would go to my friends' houses, and that's the kind of experience that they would have, that rather than sort of thinking, oh my gosh, I never had that, I thought, well, I'll just create it for myself rather than moaning about what I don't have. I now love being in my kitchen. I'll have my laptop there. I just love looking out over this, because this is almost for me, this is like a painting.
Yes.
And every season it's different.
It's so beautiful.
If you come back in a springtime or whatever, this is completely different. You cannot see the sky. Yeah. Because it's all just thick with leaves, and it's just, you feel like you're in a bit of a cocoon. It's quite lovely.
Ali's really good at cooking, isn't he?
Yes, yeah.
Who does most of the cooking?
We kind of share it equally. He's very good at the manly side of cooking, a good roast and the pizza oven and that kind of thing. He's good at that sort of thing. I was not someone that was brought up necessarily being a host or anything like that. Yeah. I am someone that has realised that I've got to teach myself these kinds of things. And so I realised learning to make one good cake is really useful. I don't need to be an amazing baker at everything. Yeah. So it's just nice to have a cake, I think. So I'm good at some things. Ali's terrible at pasta. But I'm Italian, so I would say that. Of course. What that boy does to pasta.
I grew up with a mum who was brilliant at baking and cooking, and I still can't do any of the things.
Oh, really?
But I'm the youngest. I think she just forgot to teach me.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? I ate it all, but I didn't get taught how to make any
right.
of it. But our kitchen was always the hub of the home, even though it wasn't big at all. We'd crowd into this little kitchen, but it's just I love that when you go into a house and everyone just ends up in the kitchen.
Yes, and it's funny because it's one of those things that it's almost like you can't stop it. It's people just gravitate to spaces, especially when you've got an island. I remember when you put your island in, and it's like it just becomes the sort of centerpiece. Yeah. And people just gather around it, and it's just subconscious, and it's really interesting to watch that happen because I'd never had that. So it's lovely to just have all of your friends stood around, like having a glass of wine or something, and it's just very, very sweet. So my nonna and nonno Italian. So they were born in Italy, and we have a house in Italy as well. I've not been for a very, very long time.
You must have like amazing memories.
Oh,
like,
yes.
Smells.
Yeah.
Have they like handed down recipes?
Well, I do need to learn how to make my nonna's lasagna recipe because it's just so good.
Oh, I'm terrible at lasagna. I'm actually really good at pasta, but lasagna I'm not that good at. Like I buy the pre-made sauce. It's not the bolognese bit, but the white sauce.
Yeah.
I just can't.
Is it the bechamel?
Bechamel.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother-in-law literally hates the fact that I don't make it because he's really good at cooking. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm just not that person."
Who does the cooking in your house?
Me. We used to share it. I've recently, in the last couple of years, like, I'm not gonna lie, stepped up. And now he's too scared to cook because he's like, I can't do that level. Like, I can't compete. He still cooks a bit like we're at uni. He makes like a decent stir fry.
Yeah, I think Ali's more like that when it comes to other dishes. Like he's exceptional at a roast and using the pizza oven and a barbecue.
I love that though. Roast, I'm a bit intimidated by like a roast. I'm not as good at that.
We were the same.
Yeah, I'm better at like Asian dishes and stuff and pasta.
Yeah, we were exactly the same.
Yeah.
And then he just practiced now his potatoes. I've never had a better potato.
I think I've seen them in your videos.
That, like I did a video the other day where I like split one of the potatoes and people were like, what does he do to his potatoes? They're amazing.
Oh my God, hold on tight. That is like, you'd have him stolen for his potatoes.
Yeah. I hope you enjoy your homegrown, homemade.
Happy you, Georgia. I haven't forgotten you.
If you want some cold water.
Can you imagine like Lydia bringing this to you in bed when you're not feeling well?
I love these like to do with not feeling well.
Yeah.
I literally have this on like a Friday night if I'm not drinking wine.
Also, isn't there like some kind of drink you make that you like make in a pan?
Yes.
What is that?
So that was actually from my reflexologist. So it's a ginger and lemon tonic. And you basically like boil ginger and lemon, and I think you add chia seeds as well. Or I think that's what we added to it. But it's sort of like an immunity tonic thing. I actually haven't made it for ages, but you know when you go to like M&S and they've got the little shots?
Yeah, it's like a homemade.
It's a homemade version of that, and you can have it as a tea, you can have it as a shot, you can have it as a cold drink. It's quite lovely in summer with like ice.
Yeah. My mum would love that. She loves that, making those kind of things.
How are your vocal cords?
Cheers. Cheers. Thanks very much. These are nice mugs.
Yeah, they're from a lady called Sophia Ceramics. Porter,
oh my
do
God.
you mind?
I wasn't going to do it on camera, but I feel like this is a good time. Hold there. I wasn't going to do this on camera, but seeing as we're talking about mugs, this is not from Liberty, don't get excited. Sorry, I always have a disclaimer. I always do that. I have really nice bags, and I'm like, it's not from Joe Malone. But I painted you your own Foggy Mornings mug.
Stop it. I absolutely love it.
Funnily enough, I've had a few people guess that it was you based on this mug.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
That is honestly the loveliest thing ever. You're just going to see me on my vlogs now. Yeah. I'm having a foggy morning.
I feel like it probably won't go with the rest of your... I've had quite a few people, when I've mentioned that you're the next guest, I've had quite a few people, mainly people in the industry, unexpected people who I wouldn't have even maybe known that they watch your content, who are like, oh my... They're like so excited.
No way.
People love you. You have like big fans. I was talking to George on the way up, I was like, why do you think people are so like, about it? And I think it's because you feel quite like, untouchable. I think like the best thing about you is that you're like even better in real life. Do you know what I mean? I said that about your house as well, but it also is you. Like sometimes you'll see people online and their perfect homes and their perfect outfits, and then you meet them and you're like, oh, they're just like, it's not the same. I love that you just don't really give a shit what people think.
Yeah.
And you're so like sure of yourself.
I think that that's almost like the thing that I gravitate to in a person. Like I never want to feel like I'm treading on eggshells around people, which is interesting to be in the industry that I'm in, because sometimes you constantly feel like you're treading on eggshells, but it's probably like, that's probably why I gravitate to it. I like people that you can just be relaxed with. You just don't have to worry when you're around them, and you can just breathe and be completely silly. And I think I'm learning how to like bring a little bit more of that personality. I think I'm okay on YouTube. I don't think I'm very good at getting that side of me on like TikTok or Instagram.
Harder.
It's so hard.
YouTube is so much easier to just show more of yourself. And yeah, that's what I really enjoyed about seeing your like growth over the years online, is that I think you're one of the few who've like realized you can live in a house like this. You can dress how you dress and still be silly and still like just be real.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't let the limitations of other people's thoughts and opinions affect what brings me joy. I think about whether things make me feel good, and that's where everything stems from. I wasn't confident enough to be like, I want to wear a cravat at home, or I
don't care what anyone thinks
and I don't. And people laugh at me all the time, and I'm like, but honestly, I can't. I feel like Lord of the Manor. I love it. And I always think, if I wasn't online, would I still be doing this? Yeah, I would still be wearing my cravat around my house. Yeah, I love it.
You do that. You wear your cravat.
I will.
I feel like over the past like couple of years, I have fully embraced the hobby. It's like finding something just for me. Like for me, it's kind of having young kids, like life changes. And I was like, right, I just need something that's not work. I mean, my hobby was blogging, and it became my job. So, you know, I think we all had that issue. I've like massively got into it. I joined a choir, I started pottery classes, tennis. I feel like you're quite into that. I feel like I've DM'd you before to be like, oh, you love a hobby. Yeah. You recently got into horse riding.
Yeah. Well, I've actually been riding now for like, it must be nearly 3 years. So I started just after lockdown, but I didn't really take it seriously. Right. And I used to ride when I was younger, but I think I must have really over-egged how good I was at riding when I was younger. I think I romanticize things, maybe a bit too much.
Yes.
And it was very humbling getting back on the horse.
Really?
But I have dipped my toe in and out, and then in the summer, it just clicked. I was at Ascot, and I was stood at the end of the finish line, and the horses were just like coming to a stop. And so they were just, you could just hear the sounds of their hooves, and it was like a moment of clarity. I'm so intense, I know. But everything is like the most amazing there was. And I thought, oh my gosh, I need to take this more seriously.
Yeah.
And so I'm really lucky that I have a girl that lets me ride her horses whenever I want.
Yeah, because it's like a big... My nephew, who's like 8, actually has just got into like horse riding. I was supposed to, so I was like, good luck with that. Like Rich's sister used to have a horse, and it's like a huge thing to take on and really commit to. But it's nice to do it if you can. It's so calming.
Yes, that's the thing. I think it's also a heck of a workout. It takes a lot of concentration, which is great, because I don't know if you find, but like my brain is often full.
Yeah, and we're constantly scrolling and like... That's the thing, all of my like hobbies, pottery as well, it's that taking a minute to calm. You can't look at your phone.
Yes.
All my hobbies are like, I can't look at my phone whilst I'm doing it.
Isn't that so weird that like the worry when I get my phone out afterwards, I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't even looked at my phone for 3 hours is wild. Because I don't experience it a lot, even with my other hobby, gardening. I can still look at my phone, but with riding, I'm just not. Yeah. I'm not.
You're not listening to music, you're not listening to anything, just the sounds around you.
Yeah, like I love a hobby now. Yeah. I love it. If I could do more, I would. My personal training, I wouldn't say is like a hobby, but my Pilates, I would say is like a hobby.
Whereas I feel like tennis is a hobby, but I guess I think if I was doing it like 3 times a week, it wouldn't be a hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I would say Pilates, I'm quite passionate about it. Yeah. And I do Pilates with a wonderful girl called Claire. She has a sort of orangery, and again, I get to see like the seasons changing where she lives.
Nice reformer.
Yes.
So nice. I need to do that.
Yeah, it's good. It is good. Really good. It's like a completely different approach to working out as well. I always thought it was like lifting heavy, high intensity, really like intense, and this is just so slow and like feminine. It's just wonderful.
It's so slow, but I think people
underestimate.
They really do. So like Rich, who is super fit, you know, does triathlons, marathons, he started doing reformer Pilates, and he is in agony because it's using muscles and it's like that he's never used. He loves it because it's totally different to all other workouts that he does. Yeah, people underestimate it's hard.
Yeah, it is very, very hard. And it's been insane for my body as well. I've never had a bum. Never. I used to get called a whippets erection.
And now you got a bum.
And now I've got a bum.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Pilates, horse riding, gardening. You dabbled with pottery.
So Ali actually did a pottery making course. He loved it, absolutely loved it. But I went and did the painting classes because you've got social pottery in London. So we've got a social pottery.
Yeah, that's so random.
So she lives out here, the lady. She's amazing.
I love social pottery. That's where I did your mug.
Oh, no way. I was going to ask if it was
Yeah,
there.
it
Yeah,
was.
she's amazing. So I did it there and I did want to get into it, but I actually am now struggling a little bit with time. Like I'll get up at 5 o'clock and I'm at my Pilates class for 6:30 and then I come home, I work, and then I leave here at like 4:30 and I have to be at the stables to ride for 6 and I get home and I'm having dinner at like 9. So it's...
I told you she would have woken up at 5. I did say that. I was like, she's probably done a million things before you've even got there. What I really want to know is, do you have any guilty pleasures? Like, obviously everything looks very nice and pristine, but like, do you ever just like want to order a Domino's and get into your trackies and...
110%. I love a Domino's. I'm more of a Chinese girly.
Ooh, what would your order be?
Oh, okay. So my order is house spring rolls, half a crispy duck.
With like pancakes and
Yeah. Not just the duck.
Yeah. Do you put the spring onion in? Or just
No,
the cucumber?
ever. I don't know anyone who does.
I don't know anyone who puts the spring onion in. True.
Yeah.
You put the spring onion in?
I'm sorry, I just went out the other night for Chinese and no one put the spring onion in. It was just the cucumber and the hoisin sauce and the duck. They need to change the ratio. There needs to be more cucumber, less spring onion. Okay.
I agree.
All right.
Lily for Prime Minister.
Sorry, was it veggie spring rolls? What's house
spring rolls? Really, they are just duck spring rolls.
Oh, a duck. A double duck.
Double duck.
Okay.
And then I have the crispy shredded beef and egg fried rice. Stop it.
Oh, very similar. I love the crispy shredded beef. That would be my choice. Egg fried rice, same. Yeah, pancakes, like, I would, but I feel like that's quite like a big, like sometimes I'll do that. Sometimes I do like a sweet and sour chicken, which feels really like naughty, because I know it's not like good, but it's like good. Crispy seaweed? Just like
we don't order that, but I think someone else has said about seaweed to me, and I think I need to...
But it's not everywhere does it, like the really crispy kind. I like to mix the like rice and bit of beef and the spring roll. I'll go for a veggie spring roll. Oh my God, I have to have Chinese tonight.
Oh, don't.
What's your like Christmas... Is the word tipple?
Tipple?
Yeah,
tipple of
that
choice.
felt like a good time to say it. Yeah, what's your Christmas drink? I'm channeling my inner Lydia here.
My Christmas drink of choice is champagne. I am a champagne person at Christmas. No other time of year. It's too much for me at any other time of year. Champagne at Christmas. However, if there's a mulled wine on the cards, I had my first mulled wine of the season yesterday.
I love a mulled wine.
Yeah, and this was probably the best mulled wine I have ever had that I had yesterday.
Oh, yeah, I love a mulled wine. I haven't got like a alcoholic Christmas. You know, people have like Baileys or things like that. I don't really
Can't relate.
We do Prosecco on Christmas Day. My family quite likes Prosecco.
Not like an eggnog kind of girl.
What is eggnog?
I don't know.
Eggnog, the word itself makes me feel a bit sick.
So true.
Leah, can I have an eggnog? What's nog? The word nog.
It is. It really is.
Has it got egg in it?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever actually had it.
Oh, I need to do a video where I try eggnog.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
And you need to report it back.
I've brought a snack with me that I thought we could try together. It's from M&S, my fave. It is dark chocolate chili tortillas. Like, how is that a thing, right?
That
sounds awful.
That does sound awful.
I know, sorry. I'm just gonna... Anything that you don't like eating involved in this?
I don't love dark chocolate, but I'll give it a...
Well, we're here now.
No, I'll try it.
I just don't think chocolate and crisps need to mix. And also chili, just to add like another thing into the mix.
Yes.
I mean, it's literally a crisp covered in chocolate.
It smells how I would imagine it to smell. Oh wow, that is a lot of chocolate on there.
You don't have to eat it all.
No, I'm going to.
Okay.
Is it spicy chili?
Right. Oh,
Okay.
Oh, whoa. I mean, I don't really get the point of the crisp. I guess it makes it crunchy, but you can't taste the tortilla. It just tastes like chocolate to me. I guess if you're having like Christmas drinks, you could put those in a bowl. Something a bit different. I'm not sure on that because I should buy that, to be fair.
It's just a chocolate.
Just chocolate.
It's more of a
Shaped
texture
like a
thing.
crisp. Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting a no.
No? It just tastes like chocolate.
Yeah, I reckon they could have actually made it spicier.
Oh, I know what you mean. There's a slight aftertaste
Yeah,
of spicy in your throat.
in my throat. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But it's I think they could have done more with
You're
that.
not a big snacker, are you?
No, no,
I love a snack.
no.
Like how? How do you not snack?
I don't really know. I'm just not a huge snacky person, but I think it's because we don't really have them in the house.
Well, also, it depends what you call a snack. Because I never had, like, growing up, we never had, like, crisps and stuff in the house. Some people, like my kids, think a snack has to rustle. It's not a snack if it doesn't, like, make the noise of a packet. But snacks could be anything. A bit of pita bread and hummus.
Yes.
Cucumber cheese on a cracker. If you were, like, to get, like, to 4 o'clock and you're like, oh, you need something for dinner. Like, what is your, like, top tier?
When I've got the girls in the office, we have this thing called 3-time tea time.
Nice.
I don't know where it came from, but it was basically like if we've got cake or something like that, or something's been sent from a brand that's like really exciting to try, we'll have the thing at 3-time tea time. It's kind of just been one of those things that sticks. So I've made a cake.
You made it?
Yes. So this is my cake that I make. This is like the crowd.
Shall I bring it
pleaser.
over to us?
Yes, yeah.
No pressure.
Also, no one gets a full cake yet, by the way,
What do you mean?
because I always have to try it to make sure that it's actually a cake.
Oh, so your cakes will always have a slice. I like that. It looks like, it's a bit like I was told recently by Katie Picks that you have to cut the cheese on a cheese board because I was too intimidating. No one wants to be the first one to cut cheese. So when she does like a grazing board, she'll always like cut a bit of the cheese.
Interesting.
Good tip. I kind of feel similar with the cake.
Yes.
Like when I walked in, I was like, ooh, that looks like I could have a slice. Whereas if it wasn't, I'd be like, oh, that's for something else later.
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
So
that's
this
great.
is the thing that I feel like I have perfected over the years. My assistant literally says, "Can you make me this cake?" Because she loves it.
What is it?
So it's made with the lemons from my greenhouse. So this is a lemon drizzle cake.
It's my favorite. You know, it's my favorite cake.
No, I didn't know that.
It's my favorite kind of cake. I love a lemon drizzle.
Yeah. If you know how to make one cake really well, you're set for life.
It's true. My mum's cake is an apple cake. That's her thing.
Like you can go around to someone's house and you've made it, and they're like, "Oh my god, you made it!" And you're like, "Yeah."
That's actually a really good tip for someone who's quite intimidated by baking. I think I just need to learn one. Can I try some?
Yes.
Thanks.
Yeah, I would say just go in. I would go in.
That's good. No, it is good. It's I hate to say it. It's moist. You don't mind.
I'm not bothered by that word. I find it so strange that people are bothered by that word.
It's just the
Do you not like
the
it?
moi bit. It's the beginning. I don't mind the I can't imagine you like eat crisps that often, but maybe like some point in your life you did. You do?
Yeah, I love
Okay,
crisps.
tell me this. I love knowing this from people, like top tier crisps. Don't say like kettle crisps or something.
No, Mackey's, salt and vinegar.
What's Mackey's?
So I think you used to... I should have had this as my guilty pleasure. The only place I've ever found them is like Poundland.
Yeah.
And the look on your face.
I
you're
want to
like...
Google it. I can't imagine what they look like.
So
know.
the thing that I love about them, it's a texture thing. It's almost like there's a pocket of air in between the top and the bottom of the crisp.
Oh, they're like puffy.
No, but it's like thin. So it's a small area of air between them. And I think they've actually rebranded as something else. And that's why they were all in, like all the Mackeys were in Poundland. But I think they're like a Scottish crisp because it was one of my friends who's Scottish. She told me about them.
Is this a new discovery or like something you've always loved?
Oh no, it's been a while. It's been a
wow.
while. But what my best friend and I do when we go to pubs is her dad has this thing called a Jim Grayson special. And it is top tier pub snacks. So he does it with ready salted, but personally, I don't think the ready salted cut the mustard. It's the salt and vinegar for me. He gets salted peanuts, a bag of crisps. He tears the peanuts and pours them into the bag of crisps, shakes them up, puts them on the table, one bang of it. I do quite a few. And so it all just kind of like joins together. And so you have the peanuts and the crisps together if anyone ever puts that into a bag and a snack, they'll be minted.
Oh my God.
It's amazing.
Peanutty, salt and vinegary.
Yeah.
'Cause I would also go for yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
With a glass of wine, there is nothing better.
I'm going to do that next time I'm in a pub.
Send me a picture and I'll send it to Jim Grayson.
I will. I always like to end on the same question. If you could go into anyone's home, into anyone's kitchen, who would it be? Like, why? What would you want them to cook for you, or what would you want to eat with them? Doesn't have to be anyone like famous.
No.
While you're thinking, Ruth asked me this question back and I panicked and like said James Taylor, which is just a stupid
Who's James
answer.
Taylor?
Yeah. Ugh. I've changed my mind.
Okay, so let's hear from you.
Yeah, whilst you're like thinking.
Yeah.
I would love to go into like my great grandma's kitchen. Like I never met any of my great grandparents, but specifically my grandma's parents. She like grew up in East London in like a small like Jewish community, and she had like 7 children. They had like no money, and she used to make clothes. And I don't know, I just can imagine their kitchen would be like chaotic and like probably just had like a chicken soup on the stove. And I don't know. I just would love to be transported back to then and go in and see what her kitchen was like. So that would be my answer, not James Taylor. I just want him to sing to me. I don't.
Yeah,
he doesn't,
you don't need to see his kitchen.
No.
The only thing I can think of, because I really love being like transported into different worlds, and by different worlds I mean just like fancy worlds. I would love to go into Beatrix Potter's kitchen.
Yeah.
Because that was like such a thing from my childhood, and I think that world that she created for me is probably why I'm so delulu. I would love to do that. I think that would be like incredible. Speak to Peter Rabbit, Jemima Puddle Duck.
Perfect. Love that answer. So I hope you get to do that one day.
I know.
I never know how to end these things, but yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching Foggy Mornings. I'm absolutely loving working on this little project. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment, especially if you have any guests in mind for future episodes. I'll be back soon with another one.